Hello, check. Hello, check. Okay, welcome back to the new session after the internals and all. Okay, so in the last session, we had completed with the front page, which is the home section. In today's class, we'll be completing the about me section as well as the HTML code for the uh, services section, what we have. Okay, so let's get started with the things. First, we'll comment down the line in the next line. Write it as about me, press it as tab, press enter, the same thing. So in the about section, write it as a section first. Open the angle braces, write it as a section. With the section, in the section, write the class name as about and ID as about. If you get a suggestion, write it as the same. Then close this section tag. Inside this section, we'll make a inside this section, we'll include a photo. With that, we'll write about us. Will write about us. So in that first, let's put as a div tag for the about page image, div dot about image and image. So in the about image, let's put an image tag. For the image tag, let's put a scroll src is equal to some image. So I have downloaded some Google image. Let's put that. But for you guys, you have to put your own image for that. Okay. With that, let's put a halt where it says what is the image about. Okay. So that is about for the image. And next, let's put it as about content. Okay. Put a div tag. In the div tag, put the class name as about content. Okay. In the about the content, let's put a h2 tag where we will show our name. So h2, give a class name as heading. Okay. Then after the heading, in the heading, we can give it as about me, and let's put a span wherein we'll change the color of it as me. Okay. Then we'll give the subtitle for our name, which is undergraduate, sorry, the front-end developer or something like that. So let's add a H3 tag. You can give it as a student for it. Then in a paragraph tag, write it as lorem. Okay. You can, okay. In the paragraph tag, you can give anything you want, but I'll just give a for 20 words text. Okay. So that is the thing. Then we'll add a tag, an action tag, wherein if anyone wants to read more about us, they can go to that. Okay, let's add a tag. Okay, ref is equals to, for now let it be a hash. Okay, put a class name as btn and the action tag as read more. Okay, then run the program and let's see what all is there. We can see some things are auto aligned. So in the last class we had done the coding for this, but now for the about section, let's code it. Okay, that was the default which was there already. So now if you see, we'll get the unaligned things. So let's code the CSS for it. First, let's add a about section. If you see here, the section name is about. So let's copy that itself. Just put it as dot about. Open the flower braces. In that, let's add display flex, justify content center, align item center, gap 2rm, and let's add a background with a var color. Open the flower braces, snd, be a color. Okay, let's run the program and see what will be the section. So if we see in the last, we had a darker color for this also. Okay, If I try to comment this and run the program, you can see the same color. So if we add that color itself, the color will get changed. So let's see. Okay, next after that, let's add for the about section image. So in the last we had at the right side. So in this we are going to add it for the left side. Okay, as it is in the first left side. So it is about image, and we have an image tag here. So for the both we have to add. So let's write it as dot about image space image. Open the flower braces and write the code. Okay, and keep the width. We'll keep the width as 35 view height, sorry, view width. Okay, so after that, let's add a heading tag, head tag. As we have done a heading tag here, if we see for the H3, then let's copy that and write here in the style sheet. As it is a class name, let's put it as dot heading. Open the flower braces and write the heading as we can write it as text align center font size for IAM. Okay, text align center and the font size as 4REM. Font size 4REM. Okay, sorry, 4.5 REM, so that it gets corrected. Let's run the program. Okay, it is getting changed. Okay, next let's add the H2 tag what we had. Okay, for the H2 tag, we have to align it to the left. It, about tag, H2 tag, open the flower braces. In that, text align left and line height 1.2. Next, for the H3 tag, let's put the font size as 2.6 RME and write it. And let's run the program. So it is getting correctly aligned. Okay. Next, uh, we had created a paragraph tag for this. Okay, let's add the same here. For the paragraph, we'll add a font size of 1.6 and we'll add a margin because it should get correctly aligned from the left as well as the right. So we have added a margin of 2 RME and 0 with the 3 RME. Okay, so this is the code required for the about section. Okay, totally the about section is completed now. Okay, this was what much, there was not much code for this. Okay. Next, let's create a service tag. Okay, now in the service tag, let's start with the service section and write the HTML code for it. Okay, write it as section dot services hash. No, that's not fun. Give me a minute. Press it in the class name. Services. Okay, in the ID also, let's give it as services. Okay, services. Then in the services section, we want to include like some service boxes and all. Okay, so let's include that. Let's add a H2 tag wherein it says my services and this. Let's add a H2 tag for it wherein it says services and a span for the services. Okay. Then let's add a service container div tag. Write it as div. Write it as div in the class. Write it as service container. Okay. In the service container, we'll include like 2 to 3 services what you are providing or what are the services you know. Okay. For that, for one box, we have to create, for one content, we have to create different boxes. So let's first write one div tag and close the div tag and put a class name as services box or service box. You can put anything you want. In the service box, will include icon. Okay, the icon can be anything. So it depends on what thing you're doing. So now first one I'm putting as a web development. So I'll put it as I of a solid and a code. Okay. Next, in the H2 tag, we'll include a web development name for it. And let's add a paragraph tag, a saying of for 20 words or something. Then let's add a action tag from the previous thing for read more. Okay. Let's just copy that and paste it in. Okay. But inside the service box. Okay. Let's run the program and let's just see. Okay, we can see that. Okay. The same thing, only the div tag of the service box will write it 2 to 3 times and run the program. So if we see that, Okay, sorry guys, there was YouTube streaming technical glitch from the laptop. Okay, let's continue with that. Okay, so the HTML code. Sorry, there was again a technical glitch. Okay, so we have written the HTML code. Now let's go for the CSS part for the services. Okay, so first let's add a service container box. Sorry, service container which we had here first. Okay, that was the first section which we had. Sections can be you can add styles for that, but let's keep the same color because for the about me page we have included a light theme, so let it be a dark theme now. Okay, now here in this for the heading, let's add a style. For the heading, let's add a style. Already we have added the styles. Let's add services. H2, open the braces, and add a margin bottom of 5 RME. Okay. And let's run the program. Then let's add the service container box CSS. So if you can see margin bottom, there's a margin bottom for this. Let's add the code for the service container. Okay, display will be flex dot service container and open the flower braces. So wait for a second. If you do not get anything, write it as display flex. Justify content center. Align items center. Flex wrap and gap as to RME. So let's write it as 1 space 1 space 30 REM. Okay. Next, let's include uh, background color, background color, background color as var. Open the flower braces, SNDBF background color. So it will give us a slightly dull, means a bright color. Okay. Then let's add a padding. Let the padding be as 3 REM, space 2 REM, space 2 REM. Okay. Next, let's add a body radius of 2 REM, border radius of 2 REM. Then let's add a text align text align, center, then border, point to rem space, so there was a technical glitch again. So you can see the services. Okay, you can take a screenshot and complete it with. Okay, the service box to rem solid space var main color. Okay, so after including that, you can give it as main color, but I will give it as a BG color because it looks good. Let's run the program and see. So if you see in the smaller version, you can see like this, but if you see in a wider space, you can see like this, wherein all the things are wrapped in a single line. Before it was not wrapped, now it is wrapped in a single line. Okay, with that, let's add some other codes for it. Okay, let's add a transition of 0.5, transition of 0.5 second and ease. Okay, now the body is done and the box is done. Okay, now we have to give the code for hey, which is the icon. Okay, let's give it as a font size 7 rem and var as main color. Okay, next for the service box h3 tag, what we have, let's give it as a font size 2.6 rem and service box paragraph will give a font size as 1.6 rem and margin 1 rem, 0 and 3 rem. Okay, so let's run the program.